The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Damn!
You are watching The DL Show on Dave's Guitar Channel.
All right, welcome everybody. It is Wednesday. I am back. Joe should be here shortly. He's running a little bit late with work and everything. And I don't know what happened to Krellbar. I'm assuming he'll be here. The only time he ever comes late is when his computer is crashing on him. And that sounds about right. And I haven't heard from Matt, so I don't know if he'll be here tonight. But anyways, I'm here. And that's what matters. Well, because otherwise we wouldn't have a show. It's not on. Cold Roses, Everett, welcome. I made a post the other day. I wasn't actually expecting anybody to comment on it. And people commented about songs they wanted me to teach. And there was one or two there that I was like, oh, that's not a bad idea. So maybe I'll do 5 or 6 before the end of the year. Recording lessons has been just a pain in the ass. I was actually playing around with Help Me the other day from Joni Mitchell. And it's such a unique tuning. And, sometimes when you play the song in the tuning, hey, Jeff, hey, Jan, hey, now. When you play in the tuning that the record is in or that they play it in, it really wakes it up. And Help Me is no different by Joni Mitchell. So I figured I would do that. And somebody mentioned Pretzel Logic, and I go over Pretzel Logic every now and then with a student of mine just to how to approach the solo over those changes. Because a lot of people just, I don't know, they hear jazz chords and they panic. And so we go over it and it works out nice. And I'll if I teach it on acoustic, I'll delve into how to approach it. Yeah. Yeah, she has a different tuning for like every song. And this tuning took me by surprise because it was like a C major 7 tuning, I would call it, I guess. And I like anything with a low C. I love the Jimmy Page C6 tunings. And so I like open tuning stuff. I think it sounds cool. I was also I was smoking a cigar this afternoon, and a ZZ Top video came up, and it was from 1980. And if anyone knows what guitar Billy Gibbons is playing in this, it looks like a Strat shape with a kind of like a pointy headstock. Oh, okay. Hey, thanks, Chris. Enjoy the movie. And but he plays that in open E. Just got paid, and it's so cool. And he plays so good on that. And that band sounds so good in 1980 at Rock Palace. Rock Palace. I don't know how you pronounce that place, that venue, or whatever it is. That show. Um, but yeah. You like playing with open strings or I like open tunings if the song is, requires it. Um, yeah, Only the Lonely should be pretty fun. It's pretty easy, it's just but I don't see anyone playing it the way I would play it, which is playing the keyboard line, including in the chords. Um, but yeah, I do like open strings. Here comes Krellbar. He's in the blue room, green room, whatever the color it is. At the moment, it's the chartreuse room. So I do like if I'm playing the Rain song, I'm playing open G sus4 tuning. I do like open tunings that sound interesting. I don't like when I see these guys all over YouTube and they're playing like percussive and they're playing their one song and every asshole that knows I plays guitar has to send me it going, what do you think of this guy? I'm like, well, he's playing some song. Hold on, let me see. This is Joe. Nice work, Joe. Thanks, Jan. Yeah, still crazy. I like the way that sounded. So Joe's like, shit, the show started. I'll be right there. And Krellbot disappeared again. But yeah, so I do like open tunings when they're right. Like we do Been Away. What's that? We just disagree when I play an AM station. And I wanted to bring my 12 string, but I have to go take this 12 string in. I think the bridge is starting to lift on it. Well, this is the 12 over here. And so I got to get the bridge set down and then I'll tune it in open E and we'll do it on the 12 string. And then I can use the Ovation for tunings in for open G. Oh, we will know. Yeah, that's a great. I love that. It's a life, so they say. Oh, thanks, Cheech. Yeah, I mean, I'm really trying to get, and when people still will email me all kinds of comment, all kinds of nonsense, like, oh, I don't hear the chord that way. Well, that's fine. This is how I play it on acoustic, how I make it sound as most to the record as I hear it. There's a video for Paul Davids, I think is the guy's name, and he does Still Crazy. I know 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. And there's a chord that Paul Simon plays. And when I did the lesson on the song, hold on, here's Joe. When I did the lesson on the song, I did the higher part, not the low acoustic. So my acoustic guitar player actually played those chords. When I play it against that, what would I call that chord that he plays? A B7 flat 13. I'm playing just a B7 on it. And but that's what I hear in the high pitch. So, but like I said, people will sit there and they'll write to you, oh, whatever it is. A lot of people when I did this solo for Peg, people were like, Jay Graydon does a video and he does it in bends. I know he does it in bends. I can hear the record. The reason why I did it in slides is because when you're bending sometimes that much, you're going out of tune. And you might bend out of tune. And so when I played, I wouldn't bend it that much. Actually, you know what it was? I realized I had a nut issue. I was using Corian nuts that Womoth puts on their necks, and they suck. And it would go out of tune if you bent it. So high pitch, Eric. So all my guitars got turned over to bone. I had bone nuts put in. Now tone wise, they're the fucking same. And it's like, let me tell you something, folks. When people can do studies and they show we finally proved that the wood matters, It's the same as the fucking dietary shit. It's the same with the quantum physicists, with the astrophysicists. They don't know anything. They're just making guesses. It's all guesswork. Everyone, Joe is here. Everyone say hello to Joe. Joe, I believe you got a victory crown there on your own.
Yes, I did. I'm in the lobby looking for you. And I'm like, man, isn't he going to come on before the show? So I'm like, well, I did a screen grab and I sent it to you and RL. I sent it to RL first, and then I sent it to you. And then I saw the little time next to it. And I'm like, oh, fuck, the show started?
Yeah.
You just get carried away in that game.
My lesson went to like 10 past, and then I had to do some stuff. But
and if no one knows what we're referring to, of course, Fortnite, which we're both.
This season of Fortnite, folks, is Marvel. So you can imagine Joe is back to his 13-year-old self, which is great, and he's loving it.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. I could not get all night. Every game I played, starting at about 7:30 when I finished dinner until coming on just now, could not find one Captain America shield. I found mobility. I
Hallelujah.
found your
found computer giving you problems.
Oh, great. Now I can't hear you guys. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
we hear you.
I can't. Oh, fuck.
It's just
Hold on for a sec.
Jeff Donnerworth. What? How did you enjoy the lesson? We may never pass this way again. I love that song. I even love the bridge. I wanna love when the living is easy. I also like that diminished in there. Define light gauge, Cheech. When I play this acoustic during my lessons, I use 12 to 54 or 53. And on my Takamine, I use 13 to 56. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's a fun one. It's one of those songs where, like a lot of times people don't realize if there's a band that's playing a song, I'll try to watch a concert of them from around closest to the time they released it. Or if they do an acoustic version of the song just so I can hear, especially if they're the writer. No. Never 10s, never 11s. 12s or 13s.
For what?
On acoustics.
Really? That thick?
Oh, yeah. You got to move, like when you're playing an acoustic, like something like this, like any type of this style guitar or a Martin Triple O, you want to be able to move the top. You want to vibrate the top. So you need a heavier string. On the Takamine, I play 13s, basically because the guitar handles it. And I know people, when they pick up my guitar, they always say, dude, how fat is this neck on my Takamine? And how fat is this neck? And then the next thing they're asking is, what the hell gauge strings are these? Because I use a heavy gauge on that. Well, it's a medium. On electrics, I play 9s. I don't know. I think that's that's how I like it. And on Gibsons, I play 10s. But acoustic, to me, acoustic with 10s, it just doesn't move the top. It doesn't sound good. I like that vibe. And in fact, I think Taylor guitars will tell you whatever they came with, keep them on it. So with Taylor, they have the Dreadnoughts take 13s. Krell, can you hear us now?
Test.
Testing
Hello.
1, 2.
Hello, Krellba.
I can barely hear you. I don't know if it's coming through.
How about now? Can you hear us now?
Yeah, it's coming through the other headphones.
All right, so put those on. Put the ones that are plugged in on.
Well, this one's plugged into the Bigfoot.
Oh.
And I can't get that to work, but if I switch over to these, that's the actual TV. So.
All right, but you hear us and it's working.
Yep. I just can't hear my own voice. That's all.
Oh, that's like us when we play Fortnite. Right? You can't hear your own voice in the headphones.
I hear myself.
I tell you, every week it's
Wait, when you play Fortnite, Joe, you can hear yourself in the headphones?
No, but I hear myself saying it out loud.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But in the headphones, that's what he said.
Sometimes when you have the echo, I can hear myself repeat.
You mean the system has the echo? We don't hear it.
Yeah.
Ricky Compton. Ricky, why is your computer so slow? Because now there's 3 of us.
That doesn't make a difference.
Anyways, what was I saying? Anyway, so we'll see. I'll probably get around to those lessons at some point. I'll try to get back to doing once a week, maybe once every other week. It gets, in the summertime, what's the word? Tedious. And we've had a shitty summer. This weather blows.
Yeah.
It could be a little warmer.
All this talk about global warming, I'm welcoming it. And instead, we're getting a cold summer.
Wait, you're having a cold summer? I thought you were complaining because it's hot.
Well, we had some hot days, but the last
we had a hot week. We had 1 week that was in the 90s so far.
Why do you want that? You don't want that. Trust me.
I have central air conditioning. I like it. When I go out and I sit in the garage, I like it to be hot. Yeah, it's like autumn here too. Oh, wait, Cheech, you're in Toronto? I have some friends in Toronto. It is a cold summer. The West is the best, baby. Little Doors reference, huh, Pedro?
Vote for Pedro.
What else is happening, gents? What's on your minds?
Been smoking cigars at lunch. I'm out with the smoking crew, and I'm the one puffing on the cigar. It's
That's excellent.
I got half an hour. I can get through a Penn Standard in half an hour. So,
yeah,
leave a V. And sometimes the smallest cigars.
Oliva V, I have to tell you, is losing favor with me. And I don't know if it's because it's the Oliva V or if I'm just not enjoying the torpedoes as much.
Who knows?
What was the song Bananarama did that was the old 60s Motown song?
Venus.
I'm your Venus.
No, Shocking Blue is not a Motown band.
I was going to say it's not Motown. But
he was he was really saying something? He was really saying something. Bop, bop, shooby doo. Yeah, I think it was the Velveteens. The Motown band.
Yeah, really saying something. 1983.
And the original?
The original was, I looked up Bananarama, so it'll just take a second. Yeah.
I could be wrong. With the band name.
Velvelettes.
The Velvelettes?
Yep.
All right. So it was Bananarama.
Ram the Banana.
I always liked that tune. I also liked when they did a song with Fun Boy 3, but I can't remember what it was.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, Ricky Compton got a call. Got a call from a guy at Sweetwater. My amp came in.
Let's see. Really saying something. That was Fun Boy 3.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. That was with Fun Boy 3.
There was a list that it was like Rolling Stone's top 100 songs of all time. Have I done any Joe Jackson lessons? I don't think so, but I could do, off the top of my head, I could do Is She Really Going Out With Him?
I want you to do Friday. I want you to figure out what chords they're playing at the beginning. The way it's mixed, I can't figure out what the hell he's playing. Down, 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 down. It's a weird voicing.
I have to listen to it. So anyways, will you look that up for me? Either one of you. The top 10 greatest, because it's a list of 100 that was on YouTube. I'm just curious what the top 10 rock and roll songs of all time that Rolling Stone magazine said.
Oh, we've gone through that list before.
Yeah, I've got it up here. Hang on for a second. I've got a.
Oh, I love COC.
They're gonna have shit on there like Johnny Be Good or Tutti Frutti.
No, that's bullshit.
Okay,
you know they'll.
Top 10 coming up as soon as I scroll down. I just wish they put it in a list form, just a regular list. Okay, number 10.
Greatest song of all time.
Number 10, greatest. Doesn't belong here. I like the song though. Outcast, Hey Ya.
Come on.
Yeah.
Is that even considered rock and roll?
It wouldn't even be it wouldn't make my top 100 R&B songs.
I like the song though. It's catchy. But yeah, it has no business in top 500.
This is Rolling Stone. This is why by the Rolling Stone magazine and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame are for hipster douchebags. It really sucks.
Yeah, from doofuses to douchebags.
What's number 9?
Fleetwood Mac. Do you know what song?
Well, it's going to be Dreams.
Yeah, Dreams. Because of recent upsurge in Spotify playlist.
Oh, no, I think it's one of their best songs. That's why I thought
it's a great song. I think it's probably why it's high on their list, though.
I like it.
Oh my God.
Any song on those first 2 albums with Stevie, I can't really. All right, go on. What's number 8?
I have no idea what song this is. I know the artist. Missy Elliott, Get Your Freak On.
What list did you pull up?
The top 500 songs of all time, Rolling Stone.
For heterosexuals.
Yep. Top 500 greatest songs of all time. This is the top 10. Okay, number 7 is Strawberry Fields Forever, Beatles. I can think of better songs by the Beatles.
That's not even.
You called well. You're not wrong. Blind Lemon Shipbag is better so far.
Blind Lemon Shipbag.
Strawberry Fields. I can name 10 Beatles songs that are better.
Oh yeah. Hey Bulldog would be better. I Want You.
You rushed to Hey Bulldog. That's hilarious to me. I like that you rushed to Hey Bulldog.
Well, it's better than Strawberry Fields, in my opinion. But I Want You would be another one.
That's a great song. We went over that today. That was part of my lesson.
God, wow, what's some other Beatles songs? It's such a huge.
In My Life.
In My Life, yeah. Something.
Tomorrow Never Knows.
Yeah. I will say I like Strawberry Fields better than While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
All right, what's number 7 on this masterful list?
That is 7.
What is number 6? What Bob Dylan song is number 6?
Not Bob Dylan. As a matter of fact, this one's kind of gay. It's Marvin Gaye.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't think that's in my top 4. That'd be my 5th favorite Marvin Gaye song, not in my top 4. Go on, moving along.
5, Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit. which I'm surprised.
God help us all. This is absurd. Go on.
Disgrace.
Okay, here's the hipster douchebag, whatever pick here. Bob Dylan, Like a Rolling Stone.
Come on. Fuck off. Fuck off.
Well, he has terrible taste in music there, Peace Frog. Like, the guy, he just keeps coming in under different names. It's so sad. Your life is sad, sir. Sad life. Go on, Grell.
Yeah, let me take care of... Okay. Sam Cooke, A Change Is Gonna Come. Great song, but shouldn't be number 3.
A Change Is Gonna Come by Sam Cooke?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Number 3.
I was born by the river.
Yep.
Again, probably in my top 5 of Sam Cooke songs, but not in my top 4.
It's a great vocal performance, though.
Yeah, but it's not as good as Send Me. It's not as good as What a Wonderful World. I like Cupid better. I like Chain Gang better.
Number 2 is Public Enemy, Fight the Power.
Oh, my God.
Elvis was a hero to most.
And number 1.
Is that? That's number 2 is Fight the Power.
Yeah.
Is this really Rolling Stone's list? Are you serious?
I'll post the fucking link in the chat if you don't believe me. It's the top 500. There we go.
All right, what's number 1?
Okay. Any guesses?
Johnny Be Good.
Nope. Good guess, though.
Long Tall Sally, Little Richard.
Nope. I'll give you a hint. The St. Rodney.
The St. Rodney?
Rodney Dangerfield?
Yep.
Yeah, tight and easy, I tell ya.
Keep going.
It Ain't Easy by Ringo Starr.
Yeah, no respect. No respect, I tell you. It's
Respect by Aretha Franklin?
Respect. Yeah.
Get out of here.
Okay, let's dig
First
into
of all,
the
Respect
fucking
by Aretha Franklin song isn't that good.
No, it isn't.
It wasn't a hit for Otis Redding, who did it first. And it's not even in my top 5 Aretha Franklin songs. Rock Steady, Until You Come Back to Me, Never Love a Man the Way You Love. I mean, come on. This is absurd. Yeah. All right. Now, first of all, read me I'm not looking at the link. Just read me the title of this list.
Yep. Hang on.
My title is Why Are You Gay?
Rolling Stone. The 500 greatest songs of all time. More than 250 artists, writers.
All right, hold on.
Figures.
It said the greatest songs of all time. It does not say rock and roll.
Well, I pointed that out before.
But it still doesn't match up.
Right. All right. So, I mean, because there are some R&B songs that it's hard to mix them all in there. Because, you got...
You'll have something like at 41, they have Joy Division. So, I mean, rock is represented in here.
41 is Joy Division, Love Will Tear Us Apart?
Yeah, it shouldn't be there.
Fuck off. That doesn't make the top 5. First of all, every New Order song is better than that song.
Yeah, we got into this discussion before.
Last week.
Okay.
What's his name? Curtis? What was the singer's name who killed himself in New Order? I mean, Ian Curtis. When you hear Ian Curtis sing, they should have the disclaimer they do on the drug commercials. You may get suicidal tendencies or thoughts of suicide. If you have those thoughts, start light. What is it? What do they say? What's that old Tesla commercial say? It's like they're trying to make it like exciting. If you have a rash, fucking have diarrhea and suicidal tendencies. Absolutely absurd. I mean, if you're talking about the greatest songs of all time, I mean, that's even harder because then you're talking about the song. And it could be any style. And there's such great R&B songs. Every Bee Gees. I mean, you're going to tell me that the Bee Gees wouldn't have a song like one of the greatest songs? I mean, How Deep Is Your Love's a beautifully written song. But not just that, like the Spinners, Whenever You Call Me, I'll Be. Go to any bar and play some of those songs on that list and then play. I mean, you'll see people's reactions of what a great song does for people.
I wish they would let you import this list so I could just look at it as like a thing instead of having to fucking scroll. But anyways, 497, they have Without You, Harry Nilsson, his version. I mean...
Well, if it's the greatest song of all time, it doesn't matter who sang it.
Yeah, exactly. It
would be a Bad Finger song.
Well, I only say that because it says Harry Nilsson Without You, but then it says writers Pete Ham and Tom Evans. But I mean, that's a great song. I mean, it definitely beats out quite a few in the top 10. I'm not saying it should be top 10, but
no, it wouldn't make my top 100. But that doesn't mean it's not a great song, because I think I can name 500 fantastic songs.
Okay, at number 99, Bee Gees Staying Alive is there.
Yeah, it's okay.
And
it's not as good as like Too Much Heaven or
yeah, it's not their best song.
No. If I Can't Have You.
Just beat out by one. I mean, that's number 99. Just beat out by one. Bob Dylan, Blowing in the Wind.
They love sucking Bob Dylan's cock. His fucking 2-inch cock.
They get Beatles in My Life at 98.
In My Life is only 2 songs better than Blowing in the Wind. In My Life is probably in the top 20 greatest songs I think ever written.
In beating In My Life, they have Patti Smith's version of Gloria being better than In My Life. Oof. And Jay-Z beats them all.
Yeah. I mean, this list is just such shitbaggery. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why we don't do Rolling Stone.
They're just idiots. But there's it's the same thing about saying Bob Dylan is, like he's this great songwriter. It's like, I think Gamble and Huff outwrote him on every song they wrote. Even their shitty songs are better than his good ones.
I did a search on Rolling Stone hipster douchebag list, and I actually found a Reddit.
On what planet does Stevie Wonder not have several songs in this list?
Might have them interspersed. Well, let's kill that list. That's an early.
I don't want to sound anything but crazy, but I think I would put a couple of Dawkins songs before I started hitting the Missy Elliott numbers.
Yep. Tooth and Nail.
I think I'd rather hit Dawkins than hit Missy Elliott.
Oh my God.
They have better hair.
I think I'd rather hit Esther Roll than Missy Elliott. How do you feel about that?
James is out of the picture. So
RL's asking if Careless Whisper is on this list. Probably not, RL. It's not as good as Blowing in the Wind by fucking Bob Dylan. You could take any George Michael song off the first 3 solo albums, and I will say there isn't a song that Dylan wrote that's better.
RL, what time you coming on?
So Cheech is asking Krellbar. I don't think me and Krellbar have similar tastes at all.
Yeah, it's like Dave knows quite a bit more of the jazz fusion or the avant-garde stuff from the 80s, a little more than I do. And what was it? The Blue Nile I never heard of until I met Dave.
Well, I definitely would call it alternative. Wouldn't call myself a jazzer by any. If anything, the jazz I would listen to would be more 60s Blue Note stuff is more, not the fusion stuff, the 60s stuff. But I just
David
think you and I have...
Isn't he more like
Sylvian?
Sylvian?
No, he's alternative.
Oh, okay.
He's alternative. He was in a band called Japan, which was like Duran Duran kind of based their band on
Japan.
So exactly. So no, we don't have similar tastes at all. I think Krellbar is way more into
jazz,
more typical heavy metal stuff that a heavy metal person like, where I was more discriminant when it comes to heavy metal. There's a lot I don't like.
I'll buy that.
And you like a lot more. If it's heavy, you like it more than I do. Yeah, I'm more about... I would say I'm song-driven than band-driven. Lieber and Stoller was great, too. Although I don't think Lieber and Stoller should have gotten credit for the Michael McDonald song just because they used that title in a song once. I think it was douchey.
But Dave likes Kenny G. I like Michael Bolton.
Yeah. I celebrate his whole catalog. And honestly, I never liked Kenny G.
Yeah,
but I do like other guys in that genre. I liked David Sanborn a lot. I liked Michael Brecker a lot. Was it Holland, Dozier, Holland? Those were the guys. My favorite soloist or band players? I don't care. I don't favor. I don't have a. Oh, that would be funny. A Yes tribute band. Steve Howe with a wig.
I didn't say favor. He said, do you favor soloists or band players?
Yeah, and I don't care. Like I'm saying, I don't favor. It depends. Like I think Sting is good solo. I love him in his band. I think I like Tom Waits, who's a soloist and a solo and a writer. But I also love. I was a big Zepp head, and I was. I like it all if they write good. If the songs are good and the band's good, it's funny. Like people talk about Oingo Boingo, and nobody really knows them that well, unless you lived in the L.A. area, because they were huge in L.A. But Steve Bartek as a guitar player was sensational. Nobody ever talks about Steve. He's great. Favorite rock guitarist? I don't know if my favorite rock guitarist would be Eddie Van Halen, but clearly, I'm not breaking down in tears the day he dies or the day he died. I'm not crying about it. He's my favorite. I always called him King Edward. When I grew up, I loved Eddie. But I listened to other guys. I was a big Schenker fan. Uli Roth was probably who I probably try to emulate the most when I was learning, and Glenn Tipton. I would probably say Glenn Tipton and Uli Roth were guys who I really tried to be like when I was young. And now I listen to Glenn Tipton and it doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, we've done these lists before, and like my top three, my favorite's Brian May. Everyone knows that. And then, I like Page, I like Van Halen.
I love Alison Krauss, Captain One. Love her. With Robert Plant, I don't care for it either. But I loved her when she did Forget About It, the album Forget About It. And then I loved New Favorite, which is with the Union Station. All her Union Station stuff is just awesome. But, as far as there's so many guitar players like Steve Wariner, Brian May I loved. But when I hear stuff, I hear it and I'm like, oh, this guy was great. Or
you like?
I'm a huge Lukather fan, but I don't really. And I got to tell you, A Paper Airplane's a great record.
Yeah, Holdsworth we always talk about.
Holdsworth is great. Carlos Rios is great. You want to hear great drums, guitar, and vocals? Brother to Brother by Gino Vanelli. Carlos Rios on guitar, Mark Craney on drums. Gino Vanelli on the chest hair and vocals.
Gino Vanelli as Vinnie Moore.
Exactly. I think Gilbert is a monster and probably the best shredder there is. But he's not my favorite. And
it's fun to listen to.
Yeah. So it's like I can separate when I think is my favorite to who I think is one of the best. You know what I mean? I'm not a huge Mike Portnoy fan. I think he's a good.
I think he's great ensemble drummer, but when he goes off and does a solo, he can't play a solo to save his life.
I just think he's okay. To me, I'm more about the groove. And I'll tell you, if you talk about metal drumming, guys who, when I first heard their band, Slipknot with Joey Jordison is fucking great. The grooves that guy can play on the kit is, I think, a lot better than anything Portnoy's ever played. And not that I think Mike's a bad player. He's just not my kind of drummer. And that's, when you see guys, and a lot of people have a hard time, like when they audition different drummers. When you audition people for whatever band you're going to be in, you're not auditioning who's the greatest. You're auditioning is who's the greatest fit for you. So I don't want to. I'm not disparaging Mike Portnoy. He's a fantastic fucking drummer.
When I say the soloing sucks, I mean that it's boring. It's not technically bad. It's just there's nothing exciting about his drum solo when he does the drum solo.
I like Dave Meniketti from Y&T. Chad Wackerman's awesome. I almost worked with Chad, but I didn't.
Zappa, Holdsworth.
Yeah. Brother to Jan, you're 100% right. Brother to Brother, going into Nightwalker are my two favorite back-to-backs. Fantastic. Nico's a good drummer. I don't love him. So to me, again, it's more about groove. I mean, I think Nico's great. I mean, all these drummers that are pro drummers are great. Do they do anything for me? Like Joey Jordison, I thought was a great metal drummer. But again, you're also talking about someone that, I didn't love Neil Peart. And I remember when I saw him live, it was more of a disappointment for me. I just don't think he has a groove that I like. Whereas, again, David Palmer, who now plays with Rod Stewart, used to be in The. He gets behind a kit. It's like, are you kidding me? It just sounds so good. Certain guys, they get behind it and they lock with your sensibility. And so, I'm a big Jeff Porcaro fan. I'm more into the groove. Bernard Purdy is effing awesome. I love John Bonham. I love him because he's a groove man. And it's funny. I almost reached out to Brian Tichy because I did a gig with him once where my band played and his band played. And then we went backstage. We were talking about the tuning that he used. And he was like, it's the same tuning on this Zeppelin record. I'm like, no, it isn't. And so we went outside to listen to the Zeppelin tune. And he was like, you're right. That tuning is with an open A string. I almost want to say to him, because I watched his Bonham tribute and he did Fool in the Rain. And I'm like, your hi-hat shape is not right. The pattern you're playing on the hi-hat is not what Bonham's playing on the record. And I wanted him to go back and listen to it. So for some reason, if Brian's watching this, Brian, go listen to the pattern on the hi-hat on Fool in the Rain and get it together, Kokolovich. So for me, it's really about there's a lot of, it's details for me when it comes to the drums. And again, if you want to hear a perfect drum album, Gino Vanelli, Brother to Brother, Mark Craney, or Gino Vanelli, Nightwalker, Vinnie Colaiuta, just fantastic. But I mean, there's so many drummers I like. I mean, I love Chad Wackerman when he plays with. I when I first grew up, a piano was the first instrument I played. Piano. Then I took trumpet lessons, and then more piano lessons, then guitar, back to piano lessons, and then that was it. And then I took lessons in my 20s on guitar from different people. Taxi theme, I believe that song is called Angela from Bob James. In fact, Cheech, the reason why I think of music the way I do in the guitar is how I do and how I play lead guitar over what maybe Joe Vitale's awesome. Rick Marotta's awesome. Russ Kunkel's awesome. Simon Phillips is good. Stuart Copeland, very good. Is because I'm a terrible piano player. Mainly because I think I'm left-handed. And it was just, Boney James, I think, is a sax player. And just the way because I'm left-handed, I would play more chords with my right, but I couldn't play chords with my left hand on the piano for some reason. So I always played the bass notes. So when I play like a C major 7 chord on a piano, I'm playing octave C's with my left hand, and I'm playing an E minor depending on the inversion with my right. So when I think of a C major 7, I'm always thinking of it as an E minor over C. So if you play a C major 7 chord, I'm going to solo over E minor. Yeah, I'm left-handed too, Hannah Baum, and play right-handed, and so is Bingham. So that's really where it came from, was my early piano playing. And so like in every chord, like if I'm playing something, I always see it, especially when you get to Steely Dan and Slash chords, you start to understand like, here, let me show you something. Only because I did this, I golf left-handed. Let me just show you this. I'm going to blow myself up real quick, guys. So if we take a song like Pretzel Logic, like I talked about. Right, we take this. We get to this section when it's like. And this is an E11. Now, if you see this written out in a chart, you're going to see this written as an E11 to an A major 9, to a D11, to a G major 9. But what are we really playing here? See, because of my piano background, to me, I think of an E11 as a D over E. So it's a D chord. And an A major 9 is an E chord over an A. So really what's being played in the harmony is D to E, C to D. Now, when you change the bass notes around from 5-1, 5-1 in A and in G, we do this. So if I'm soloing over that, I could just solo like when it goes I could play an A major and then play in G major. And you could play these triads too. I could sit there like. It's all the same. I just think of it as it's basically playing an A major and a G major, but really I'm playing a D to E, C to D. I'm playing the 4 to 5 to both scales. So it'd be like. Right? So that's. I did one on Squeeze, Jeff. I did Tempted. But anyways, so that's how I would approach that. And only because like on the piano, I know those chords because I used to have to try to figure out chords. And I'm like, well, this is the easiest way because I'm terrible how to play these chords. And so that's where you get, all these changes. Fuck.
suck.
You find the guitar easy to play because I spent way more time on it. But as far as like understanding the music or the theory, so like if I play a C major 7, I'm going to play an E minor scale over it because it's really what the harmony is. And if I'm going to play arpeggios, I'm going to play a C and a D, which is the 4 and 5 over the G. So I'd be like,
99,800 experience points came in second, almost back-to-back victory.
Wow. But anyway, so that's why I started on piano, and that's why, because I'm terrible on piano. But that's why I look at chords the way I do. And also what I noticed when I did it is a lot of people are bad. And not just bad on piano, but I noticed like on records, they like wide voicings on piano. So a lot of times I'll play stuff for piano players and they'll be like, what are you doing there? Why are you playing the chord like that? I'm like, well, that's how I hear it. And they're like, well, no, it sounds just like the record, but and I'm like, I'm just thinking of it as a major chord with a different bass note. It's like a wider interval. So anyways, but yeah, otherwise I'm terrible. I wish I were like Bill Evans on the piano, but I'm not. No, it's the same. It's the same music. I mean, all music's the same. It's just I didn't practice it when I was growing up. It wasn't what I wanted to do. I didn't want to schlep a piano out to gigs. I wanted to be a guitar player. I connected more with the guitar. You know, it's but piano, I mean, I can fake it. I can get in Brockton. Oh. But yeah, so that's kind of why how I look at music the way I do. And also when you think about the way so the reason why I don't care for modes and all that stuff is because so today we were talking about we did pretzel logic with my student, but we also did whipping post. But in pretzel logic, right, we have right, so we have this B minor to C under an A, right? So instantly it tells me there's an F sharp in the. So I don't think of it as like I'm playing A minor with an F sharp. I'm just thinking F is sharp. There's 7 notes, and all I know is F is sharp when I get to that note. Everything else is natural. So it doesn't matter if I'm circling around an E, if I'm around F sharp, whatever notes I'm on, everyth's natural, but when I get to an F, it's sharp. So that's how I think of music. I don't really think in my head, I'm in this key, I'm doing this. When I'm playing leads, I don't think like that. I just think like, okay, this is sharp. Because it gets too difficult, especially if you're, like, let's say you're playing over this type of chord. This is a C9 sharp 11. So it's easy for me to play, just to play knowing that B is flat and F is sharp. You know, and some people are going to go, well, that's the 4 chord to the G melodic minor scale. Yes, it is. But how did that help you any more than me telling you there's an F sharp and a B flat in the scale? It's the same fucking thing. I'm not a big fan of that song. I love Weller, but I you know, and Judd's probably going to go nuts on me about it. But I'm not a big. Yeah, a scale is a scale, but it's not even, it's not really about, it's just about what is, Lydian dominant is the name of that mode. You are correct, Jan. It is the 4th mode of the melodic minor scale. And again, if you say Lydian dominant, I mean, Lydian tells you there's a sharp 4. Dominant tells you there's a flat 7. And that it's a major. That's all you need to know. You don't really have to go memorizing the modes, and it doesn't matter. No, I like the jam. I love. If I did a jam song to teach, it might be "See me walking around, I'm the boy around town that you heard of." I love "Boy About Town." Actually, I like the version on the jam extras better than the actual original version. But yeah, so like I said, I just think about the 7 notes, and I'm thinking of what do we do to the notes? If somebody says to me, "Oh, we're going to be playing in the key of G flat," I'm thinking, okay, I got 6 flats. That's how I think. And I think of like what's my one. So it means I have one natural note, right? And that's going to be the F natural. So that's how I look at it. F is natural, everything else is flat. I don't really think about like, this or that. It just doesn't seem to help. And most of the time at this point, I'm probably not even thinking because I just do it. Although G flat's one of those keys that sucks and no one's really comfortable in G flat unless you're playing piano for 1,000. But it's not a guitar key, but like. Oh, you know what song I was thinking about? What about this one here? It was late last night. I was down, and I over you, and I yeah, I gotta learn the lyrics to that one too if I'm gonna teach it. I'm kidding. When I saw the light in your eye, yeah, I like Todd.
We were like 5 when that came out.
What?
We were like 5 when that came out. That
no
was 70,
way.
Was that 73?
I think it's earlier.
Really?
Could be 72. Is it the first song or is it before that album? I thought it was on Something Anything.
Yeah, Something Anything.
Oh, I thought it was 72.
Yeah, 72.
Yeah.
So we were 4.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, it's not even close to my favorite on that album. Every song on that record I love. Wouldn't make any difference. Let me look up what's on that album. I haven't listened to that.
He came out with Wizard of True Star after that. Everyone is expecting that big album and stuff. This stuff on that sounds almost like Zappa.
Yeah, it stinks. I'm not a big fan of it.
Well, I like some of it on there.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I don't know. Let me look at that record too. Let me see what songs are on this album.
That medley he does with Cool Jerk and Baby Baby.
Oh God, I haven't listened to this in so long. Couldn't I Just Tell You I Love? Hello. Yeah, there's a lot of filler on this album too. Now that I'm looking at it. Was I Saw the Light though? Yeah, it's the first song. Yeah, my folks used to. Let's see what's on A Wizard of True Star.
Well, when that made a difference, that was a.
Sometimes I don't know what I feel. I love. Oh yeah, then he does his. Another great songwriter, Tom Bell. He does La La La. I means I Love You. Oh, Just One Victory is the best song on that record. Can you hear me? The sound of my voice. And then Todd afterwards, I think, was a better album than A Wizard.
Todd.
Not really. Not really, Cheech. Dream Goes On Forever. The Last Ride. Love it. It's the last. Oh, wow. All these were double albums, huh? Yeah, Alison Krauss's version is awesome. I think that's on the Forget About It album. Hey, Johnny Bean, what's happening? So Cheech, here's what's funny. So I don't know if any of you guys follow a guy named Dennis Noble.
2 shots.
You killed him?
I opened the chest. Oh, you're gonna love this. I got a gold cover fire sovereign. 2 shots.
It's a 2-shot gun. Anyways, I did a Dennis Noble talks about DNA and about what we pass down, and it's just very interesting because he basically said for the last 140 years we've been full of shit. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to somebody who's usually on the show but not awake during it. Jerry Gorham, everybody.
Hey, Jerry.
How's it going?
What's happening, man?
Oh, I was out walking. And,
How was it?
Oh, it was good. It fucking rained. I was out for 10 minutes, but fortunately I had a place to hide out. And it rained for like 10 minutes.
Take a
like
nap.
Cats and dogs. Well, I had my
Johnny Kramer wrote the 6 diminished scale. That's it. Barry Harris borrowed that from Johnny Kramer. That was all stolen.
Yes. Okay.
I love Barry Harris. Anyways, so you went out, was it last night with Queenie? Or was it Sunday?
Monday night. Monday nights are better for me. I don't know how they work for you, dude, but
just it was I would have needed a little bit more time. I would have probably not eaten that day and just waited, but I had ate something at 4 or 5, and I got comfortable. I was home. I had my toes in the sand, had my dick in my hand, and all I was playing Fortnite with Joe, and we were killing people.
Dude, when did you become like this video game guy?
My brother got me into the game. I'm not, I've never played a video game in my life. Like, honestly, I used to be roommates with a guy, and he would wake and bake. This is in 96. And then he would play PlayStation or whatever the hell was out. I used to play, and I said, I will only play golf because I like the golf game on it.
Sure.
And then I had a buddy of mine who got Nintendo 64, and we used to go over his house and play GoldenEye. But it wasn't like I was looking forward to it. We'd go over there, and he'd be like, let's play GoldenEye. So then my brother was like, no, I haven't watched the UFO stuff.
Wait a second.
But anyways, I'm more interested in like the science stuff. The problem, I have a lot of holes with the UFO story stuff, so hence why I don't really watch any of it. And also, I don't care.
Yeah, got to do a little more probing into that.
That was good. Go get a sandwich. So the aforementioned Queenie.
I think we're in a simulation anyways. So if it's
oh yeah, this is your new thing. Yeah.
I don't know if it's my move, but the guys who I watch, I'm enjoying these physicist guys. But honestly, they're all unlikable people.
Okay.
There's too much talking about math and stuff for my taste. But anyways, I do like Dennis Noble, because it goes along with everything else that the more I am older and I see stuff around me, the more I realize doctors haven't got a fucking clue what's going on. And the people that tell you everything that they tell you about stuff don't have a fucking clue. And Eric Weinstein is fun. I like Eric. But there's a lot of guys that call him an amateur, other scientists who are, published and all that stuff. But anyways, I just think that there's so much bullshit we've been told for so long, and people walk around believing it. I mean, people get brainwashed into the whole. I mean, it's the same thing when you talk about guitar tone. The people are brainwashed into it. And if you go, let's look at the laws of physics, and they don't want to do that. No, I can hear it. Okay, well, let's blindfold you, and I'll bet you $1,000. Well, I may not get it right every time. Well, how many times will you get it right if I hold a white and a black guitar up and I say, point to the white guitar? So visually, there's a difference. but you're saying audibly you can't hear it. Or you can. This is why you're spending thousands of dollars on wood. But I like that song, Jeff. I love you more today than yesterday. Spiral Staircase, great. But anyways, so it's just, we've been taught everything. So this geneticist guy basically says your genes aren't what's giving you disease. Your family history has no business as to why you're sick, and it doesn't matter. And it's too random. And, someone's like, oh, well, you have type 2 diabetes. Well, my father did. Yeah, okay. Well, your father had 4 kids and you're 1. So only 1 of 4, but the rate right now is 33% of the population. So in a random test, you're under it.
Yeah, but can I point something out about that?
Yeah.
Think about it. Dad and mom did all the shopping. So everyone's eating from the same food source of poison.
That's right.
So that's what the hereditary. Dad ate that shit. I ate that shit. We're both gonna fucking die.
Well, Dennis Noble says it's more what you do to the cell, because the cell controls the DNA. The DNA doesn't control the cell. And it's really interesting stuff. Colon cancer does not pass. None of the cancers do. He proved it. He has a paper in British Journal of Medicine reviewed it or published it in February of this year. But look up Dennis Noble just talking about like the shit that we've been taught. And he goes on about it. He's like, this was brought up 140 years ago and nobody did any fucking studies to show whether it was real or fake. And it was bullshit. He's like, no study can prove that that's, what goes down. And it's just like, we live in a place where we've been bullshit. I mean, people had a cold and they were shutting down society and making people scared and putting masks on children
who weren't affected.
You're going to get people
it was a
killed,
cold.
Dave.
What?
You're going to get people killed, Dave.
Yeah. Stay home, it saves lives. Well, aren't you a fucking brainwashed moron? Aren't you a fucking idiot? People walking around the earth in a fucking loincloth for 100,000 years in the cold and everything else, blizzards, they're living it. They're living and we've made it through. But you can't don't leave the house because you got a cold and you got to wear a mask and you're going to get people sick. How come the flu didn't kill anybody that year? They took 60,000 lives the year before.
You're killing grandma.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
Not as quickly as my 45 will. Thank you, folks. That's it. I'm here all week.
What you said
but anyways,
earlier, Joe, was poetic.
It's just really interesting, the nonsense we're taught and the propaganda. And it's not just in food. It's everything. Everything. We know as a people, we know nothing. That's the fact.
I'm hitting vaults all night. No Captain America shield. I'm very pissed.
Yeah, they took. I think they dropped them like 30% out of the game. They're still in there, but it's harder to find. Harder to find. And Jerry, have you been going to the jams?
No.
What have you been doing? What'd you get on Monday? What did you eat? What did you eat at the Texas Roadhouse Steakhouse? Well, tell us what you ate.
I got the bone-in whatchamacallit, cowboy ribeye. $32. 20 ounce.
It's not that good.
Well, mine was good. I'll tell you what I got Monday night was far better than other ones. But that place is okay.
I went there a couple of weeks ago with Al, and I was just like, why am I coming here? I get a better steak over at Costco.
Well, I'm not going to disagree.
I had a steak the other day. Tonight. I bought a ribeye from Stop and Shop. They had a buy one, get one free. Grass fed, all the highest end one they have.
The good shit.
Wasn't great. Wasn't as good as Costco's.
What are they? Is that like a 20 ounce, 20 something?
No, it's probably a pound, 16 ounce. But
bone
again,
in or out?
No, it's out. It just wasn't great.
Well, have you had the bone-in at the Roadhouse?
It looks good. You had it when I was there. It was just a bigger piece of what I had.
Yeah. I think it's the way to go, man.
Who waited on you on Monday?
Amber.
Okay, I don't know her.
Kind of a, she should have gone home earlier. Attitude, young lady.
Yeah.
In that
at the Texas Roadhouse.
Can I have a question? Can you do that? Can you do the, fucking
So Al, I was playing Fortnite earlier that day with Joe, and Al's the one, Joe, that called me to drop off that guitar pedal. So Al bought a Black Cat pedal in 2013.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Scott Thorson, everybody, and he says so. I said to him, well, tell me about the pedal. Which fuzz is it? I don't know. Well, you have the box in your hand. Can you read it? It says Black Cat pedals.
Yeah, they don't tell you that. Good guy.
Can you open the box? I want to know, is it a full-size pedal or is it a double pedal? How do I do that? I said, Al, I don't know what you want me to do, but I'm done with this conversation. And he's like, let me drop it off to you. So he dropped it off. It's a Black Cat bass overdrive fuzz. It says it right on the box.
Okay.
The serial number's on the box. Everything I asked him, he didn't know. Anyways, I said to him, well, look it up and tell me if they still make it. How do I do that? I'm like, just drop so he dropped it off. And now he's driving me nuts about it.
Oh.
And it's like, he wants me to sell it for him. I'm like, I don't care. I'll sell it for you. He's like, well, I'll throw you a couple of bucks. I go, I don't want your fucking money. I'll just get rid of it for you, but I'll sell it to what you can get for it. I said, if they don't make them anymore, you might get more than you paid. If they do still make it, you'll probably get the same or less. I mean, it's brand new in the box. And it's the old style, which I looked it up. They do still make it, but it looks different a little bit. So if somebody wants the original, it's the original.
Yep.
I don't know why he bought it.
Is it the first year?
No, I don't think so, because it's like number 341 serial number, which I don't think they're making 341 of that particular pedal in 1 year.
Sure. Yeah, but Al,
it's a small operation, and it's basically and the Super Fuzz, which is it's the clone of the old Univox Fuzz, is really their bread and butter. Mm-hmm. And I may have told him back in 2013 that he should look at the Super Fuzz. I've never heard of the bass octave fuzz, but that's the one he bought.
Yeah, well, he's a bass player,
I know. I wasn't telling him to get it for a bass. I told him to get it for the guitar. I said, if you want to get a great fuzz, Black Cat Super Fuzz is fantastic. That's the only conversation I remember having with him about that pedal. Oh. So now when he tells me, hey, I bought a Black Cat Fuzz, I'm like, awesome. Which one did you get? The Super Fuzz, I would imagine, because that's the only one I even knew by name. He's like, oh, I don't know. I said, well, and that was how it started. How do you not know? He goes, I bought it in 2013. I'm looking at the receipt. I'm like, you never took it out of the box? He goes, I didn't even know I had it.
Oh, God.
He's a fucking madman.
Out of his fucking mind.
The house is a museum, dude. Fucking shit everywhere.
His house is a museum.
So let me just say this. Al one time was going to sell a Fender Blues Junior with that Tolex. What's that yellowish Tolex? What do they call that?
Yellowish.
You mean tweed?
The tweed. Thank you. I was blanking on it. The tweed Tolex. It was the lacquered tweed.
There you go.
Blues Junior.
Okay, the nice one.
Al tells me he's going to sell it. So he goes to sell it. The guy says, what kind of condition is it in? Al says, it's mint in the box. The guy's like, well, do you have any pictures of it? Al says, honestly, I haven't even opened the box. He had it for 4 years, and he decides he's going to sell it. But I fucking cried when he said that to me. He's like, yeah, I told the guy, says, can you take a picture of it? He goes, you want me to open the box? The guy goes, you haven't opened the box? He goes, like, no. He goes, don't open the box. I'll pick it up. He bought it right on the spot.
What the fuck?
They don't understand what a mental patient this guy is.
What did he sell that for? Or was it just a
I think he got the same. I think he maybe got $50 or $100 off what he paid.
Oh, okay. He didn't profit in any way. It wasn't like a specialty one.
He is not profiting on his stuff. You've seen my bass that I have with that I had from him.
The black one?
The Black Music Man. I made a trade. He wanted my brown worn Les Paul. Now, he was going bananas over it. The sound, the look, it's the best guitar I've ever seen in my life. I said, and I go, Al, I paid $600 for it because I knew a guy at Guitar Center. But I'm not selling it. I'll give you this Music Man that I never play. It was a $2,000 bass.
Yeah.
I said, I'll trade that.
Yeah.
Because I needed a good bass. So I traded it.
It's a nice bass, yeah.
So I traded it.
Yeah.
What does he do to the guitar after he gets it? No, he puts different pickups in.
Oh.
I said, I thought you thought that guitar sounded fantastic. He goes, yeah, but someone told me these would be better.
Someone told
I'm like,
me.
when are you playing it?
He
goes, I play when I watch TV. I go, but you don't plug in. He goes, no, I don't plug in. So you best to put different pickups in. So then he has somebody put pickups in it. And I'm not going to say who it is that put the pickups in because the story's going to get bad in a minute. But the person dropped a screwdriver on the guitar and put a ding in it. While they were changing the pickups.
Do you want me to guess who it is? Or
No, I don't want you to bring it up at all. But what I'm saying is this is what Al did. And I said to him, why would you even change them? Like, what was the point? You don't even play guitar. You're not even plugging. You've bought 5 to 7 amps in the last 2 years, and you've never plugged one in.
Hasn't done a gig in 40 years, right?
At least.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
What's 40 years ago? 85?
84. No, 84.
Oh, 84. Yeah, totally. It would be right around then. Because when I met him, he was basically I think he was still doing gigs when I met him in 86.
Okay. But still.
But finishing up.
Since the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buys a ton of gear. Yep. He just bought an acoustic bass last week.
At Guitar Center?
No, down in Stoughton Music off of Bobby.
Oh, yeah. He likes that guy. That's like his new friend. He's like, you know that
We've
guy?
known Bobby for years.
Yeah.
Super nice guy.
I used to work in Stoughton, so I would...
Is that the one down the street from the spa?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not far.
Yeah.
He started off modest with one spot, and then he blew out the wall and made it 2. And he's been there like 20 years, right?
Yeah, and you know what he used to do is a couple of years ago when I first came back here, he had a whole wall of all parts. So if you needed to work on a guitar, he had everything there in the parts.
Oh, really?
And then that's gone.
Oh, well, that's tough with the internet, dude. You know, holding all that inventory and.
Yeah, but I mean, I knew a lot of people. I was sending a lot of people that way because they'd be calling me saying, do you know where I can get this knob or this? Guitar Center doesn't have it. I'm like, yeah, go see Bobby over at Stoke Music. He's got it on the wall.
Yeah.
But I guess, I mean, it's tough to deal with the mail. And yeah, I mean, most people, I guess, could order stuff on All Parts. But a lot of people don't even know All Parts exists or what they can do for you. You know, especially when people go a lot to, what's the guy's name? Stu Mack, who's overpriced as shit.
Oh,
yeah. Well,
Stu Mack,
go on eBay and buy shit, but there's all those Fender. Well, you know, I'm always looking at fucking Strat shit, but resellers on eBay that specialize in this, that, and the other thing. You know, I'm piecing together a project right now. Buying some parts, 5-way switch. There's guys that I've purchased from in the past that have all that shit for reasonable free shipping and da 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 da. So
right.
Yeah, there's no minimums, and I don't know. The way I build stuff these days, I don't need to buy in bulk.
Yeah, I mean, and then,
oh, hey Dave. So what about Sunday, the Marshfield Fair?
Is blues?
Yeah, the Sunday. Yeah,
I'm not going.
Okay, is your guy there? No, I don't think he is.
Leith Elsadi.
Leith.
Oh, yeah. I don't think so. I mean, last year I went because he was there and I wanted to see him again.
Yeah.
He had the broken wrist.
But everybody else that's there is just it's white noise to my
ears. Same music all
toe tapping Pinky Blues. I just don't like it. I'm not a blues guy.
Blues.
if they had like anybody that played like any variant on blues, like a jazz blues or a country blues, then I'd be like, oh, that would be cool. But even then, I'm not like driving 35, 40 minutes dealing with the smell of fucking fried dough.
The guy who sets that up, I mean, apparently he's a blues guy. He likes blues, so he subjects everyone to every band's got to be fucking blues based. It's like, should mix it up. Probably bring in a little better crowd for the show.
Well, it's the same. I call it the elderly crowd.
People like that shit.
You call it middle age. I call that past. What do you call before past middle age? And don't say you, because you're younger than everybody else there.
Golden years.
Well, that's sad, dude. So there's a lot of people like fucking close to 80 then.
Yeah.
In any event. Well, they call them octogenarians, septuagenarians, those type of folks. They seem to like it. The Allman Brothers crowd, man, they just like the Grateful Dead people.
If Rich's band was playing, but the Grateful Dead people, as I've discussed, I believe it was last week. What's one thing I despise more than the Grateful Dead?
The fans of the Grateful Dead.
Bingo.
Yeah, the people.
Yeah. If I want the smell of patchouli and sage shoved down my throat, covering the smell of manure staining underwear, I'll go to one of those shows.
Go to Harvard Square. Yeah, I get it.
Go see a great young rock band, The Warning. Isn't The Warning? I thought that was a Queensryche cover band. Warning, warning, warning.
What was that band that had one? Fuck, what was their name?
Isn't
Gates Warning?
No. There's a current band. They're getting the push on Facebook on the reels, and it looks very. I didn't hear them, but they look very Zeppelin-y. Like guys in there.
Oh, Greta Van Fleet.
Well, the new Greta Van Fleet's like fucking 10 years ago, right? At least
no, at 5.
At least 5.
5.
Highway Song was
2020 and 2019. I think they were big.
Okay, I like their tone, but the record, that song sounded very cool. Not so much beyond that. Anyhow, remember that band, The Darkness?
Yep,
I remember them. Yeah,
guys, this current thing I saw reminded me of that.
Yeah. Like that reminds me of me not listening to them.
You didn't enjoy that?
I didn't care for The Darkness.
Yeah. Well,
you never even heard a thing called Love until you came out, until someone told you about it. You said they didn't really play it on the West Coast that much when it was out.
Right. What did I say about the song, Grell?
Didn't enjoy it.
Thank you.
Then there was that one that Hack let you listen to. Well, the other one. What was it called? Warrior? No.
Zepparella.
It's weird.
I don't know. I don't think they're good. I would never listen to it. I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to it. I would, and if they were on, my radio station would change. It's like glammy.
What Mexican girl band?
It reminds me of Slade.
Oh,
what are these
Mexican girl band?
No, Ricky said it was Zepparella. I don't know.
Not Zepparella. They're a Led Zeppelin tribute.
No, he said The Warning.
The Warning.
Maybe it's just called Warning. That's the Queensryche cover band around here.
Warning, Danger Will Robinson.
Are they called Warning? Or maybe they're called Empire.
That'd be better.
I like the album Warning.
Dude, there's a lot of tribute. Like, seems like it's...
Well, Hannibal, you might like The Darkness. I liked Slade, Naughty Holder, and those boys. I just don't love them.
Yeah, they're fun, but they're not ultimate. It's like like a lot of shit.
They have 400 albums, 3 songs I like. But in general, I'm not a glam. I don't really like glam rock. The Darkness to me was like a glam band. In fact, the only glam band, kind of a glam band I liked was called Imperial Drag from the 90s. See,
you turned me on to them. When I listened to it, the first 3 songs on the album I heard on the radio.
Right. Yeah, they were good. Apparently, Hannibal thinks about The Darkness the way William Friedkin thinks about Al Pacino.
I don't give a flying fuck into a rolling donut about what Al Pacino thinks.
All right, there it is.
Rather descriptive.
Classic.
And then Al has a comment for me for playing that clip.
Fuck you, Dave.
Yeah, that's it.
It's common.
Yep.
So you're going down there on Sunday to the fair?
Yeah.
Julian. Yeah, to me, it's like to be around. No.
Hey, that's the plan today. We'll see what the ambient temperature and humidity is.
Have you gone down to that place in Taunton where bands play?
Yeah, the Pines.
Yes, the Pines.
Yeah, it's
And do you enjoy same?
Say that again?
And have you enjoyed same? Do you enjoy the Pines? Did you have a good time there?
It's a little bit of Altamont-esque,
It's a racetrack.
The vibe, man.
They're all hippies. They're hippie bikers.
Yeah, camper, fucking boozing, that kind of shit. A lot of bikes, yeah. A lot of fun.
It's the opposite of where I like to be on a Sunday.
I get you. It's nothing but loud. And then when 12 of those motherfuckers take off, it's like, holy shit,
Oh, I'm just talking, even the bands, when I see like people post clips of the bands and I'm just like, this is a good time.
Some
Max
people are all right, and some of it is.
Say Max Creek.
Yeah.
Oh,
Max Creek.
That's
Grateful
fucking
Dead
awful.
tribute.
Well, see, that guy does kind of have a tendency to book tribute acts. That's like his niche or something. And it's always on a Sunday.
Right, but can we be honest though, Jerry? And I don't know any of these bands, and I'm not calling anyone out in particular. But are these the worst tribute bands you've ever seen in your life or not?
Jesus. I haven't seen all the tribute bands in the world, so I can't really comment on that, with any authenticity. But some people, what? The other thing I've noticed, 3/4 of these band guys are like the same fucking guys. And they just do like the Skinner thing, evolves into the Molly Hatchet thing, evolves into the fucking, whatever thing.
Could you imagine a Molly Hatchet tribute band? They had 3 songs that were great, and one of them's a cover.
Though. They were
Bounty Hunter Dreams and Flirting with Disaster.
I would say Bounty Hunter, no. Dreams, yes, which is the Allman Brothers cover. Flirting with Disaster and fucking Gator Country. There's a gator in the bush. That's 38 Special, Jerry.
Oh, well, see, then you'd have to blur that into that.
38 Special has like 8 good songs.
There you go.
So they're a better band. So if you're gonna do a tribute band, if you had a gun to your head with 38 Special of Molly Hatchet, you have to go with 38 Special.
38 Special.
How about
what are the songs are you gonna do?
Special Molly. You know.
What are the songs by Molly Hatchet? There's a gator in the bushes and he's calling my. The Outlaws had one song.
Hey, what's that? The green
grass and high tides.
Yeah.
It's one song too long.
Yeah, I understand. Well, then there's a whole category for that. That's southbound.
Now, Leonard Skinner would be a cool band that somebody could do.
Yeah, well, there's countless of those. You know.
There are?
I think
nobody that's good.
Yeah, like even the fucking actual band is a fucking tribute.
Right, that's the best tribute band going, is the one that's on tour right now as Leonard Skinner.
I don't know, can the younger brother sing? No, the older brother could definitely sing better, dude. Yeah, the original guy could sing better.
Donnie Van Zant, I think, had a better career.
Who?
Donnie Van Zant, the middle brother.
Oh, with 38 Special?
He was the guitar player in 38 Special, the rhythm guitar guy.
Oh.
Yeah, and backup vocals.
Yeah, who was the lead guitar? Jeff?
Carlisi.
Jeff Carlisi, yeah, he's good.
Really
I don't know. There's live footage. It must be 38 Special because they're doing Hold On Loosely.
Hold On Loosely is great. Chain Lightning's great.
Well,
what's the song that goes, I heard you how
Back Where You Belong?
Oh, it's a great tune. Yeah. I heard you tell. Oh, it's a great song.
But they
Teacher was another big hit from them.
Yeah.
Rockin' into the night.
Yeah.
Fantasy
Written
Girl's
by
a great song.
Jim Paterick.
Yeah. Caught Up in You, Ricky Compton, very good. Yeah, I mean, 38 Special had a career.
Well, they did a festival like in fucking 83 or something, right? And live, they were like spot on. You can hear they were
awesome.
live, but
and Khaleesi's awesome. Let me tell you something. Molly Hatchet, I remember years ago they used to have a song on the radio. And I say years, I'm going back to the 80s. Beating the Odds. We were beating the odds. I'm like, how bad is this band's catalog that this shitty song got on the radio? Because it stinks, but they were just starving for Molly Hatchet material.
Wow.
Satisfied man.
Hold On Loosely. Oh, If I'd Be the One to Say Goodbye. Great song. Oh, I know what it is. I heard you asking how I'm feeling.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I take it day by day. That song's fantastic.
Yeah. All right, so what about...
Again, the guy that wrote all those songs was the guy in Survivor.
Oh, yeah.
And he's also the singer and songwriter of Vehicle by the Ides of March.
Yep. And guitar player.
All right, Dave, so who did you know that went to see Sammy a couple weeks ago?
Sammy who?
Fucking
Sammy
Sammy
Maudlin? What?
Sammy Hagar.
Oh,
in the fucking best of
Did you go?
No. I just see the videos and the postings.
Is Satriani playing guitar?
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have him laying in a bed. The excitement. The guitar wizardry of... Second Chance 38 Special was... let me try to see if Max... What the hell was his name? It was the singer for Jack Mack and the Heart Attack. Became the singer on that album. What the hell's his name? Max? Oh, I can't believe I'm blanking out, but that's the only hit song he sang with them. Why am I blanking on his name? Krellby, you got it for me? 38 Specials.
My mouse isn't working. My cat knocked it off. I'm trying to get it working again.
Pussy.
The irony.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Cheech. Absolutely, Satchel would have been better. He's anybody would have been. I just think Joe up there, he's playing. Yeah, he's playing the parts.
No.
It's
you know who
boring.
the guy would have? You know the guy would have been to do that gig? Dweezil.
Dweezil would have been great.
Oh, fucking superb.
He would have been great.
Hey.
Dweezil's a great player. Nuno would have been great.
What about? What about?
But Satriani, there's something about him that is like, and this is why I don't really care for any of his music. It's all very, if you put an EKG on him, there's no excitement. It's flatlined.
Yeah.
There's no Like when you hear Eddie and Eddie goes off, or you even listen to Holdsworth. Eddie was a big Holdsworth fan. If you listen to Holdsworth, when Holdsworth starts playing a solo, you're like, what the fuck? This guy's from Mars. It's exciting. When you hear Joe play, it's like, oh, that looks cool. Oh, yeah, he got that lick down, but it sounds like it's very tepid. It's very
What about Phil X?
I don't care for Phil X is playing.
Do you know him from back in the day, Dave?
No, he's a Canadian dude, but I never met him. I met him once in LA. I'm sorry, I did. I met him at an AMP show.
Well, yeah, he worked at a store.
Right, but he was friendly with now I have to think of his name, so give me a second. Who's the guy that made Evil Robot amps? John Fascia? What the hell was his name?
That name sounds
Your mic's off, Graham Krellbar.
Still is.
I don't hear you. Hold on. Let me just look up 38
I can see you, but I can't hear you.
Max Carl. That's his name. Max Carl.
Max Carl.
He was the one that came in and sang Second Chance. He also was in Grand Funk for years, but I knew him from Jack Mack and the Heart Attack in LA. All right, so I love Bumblefoot. I think Bumblefoot would have been cool. I just think that Joe is so pedestrian. To me, it's uninspiring and boring, and he doesn't have any energy. I mean, Michael Anthony, I love Michael Anthony as a background singer, and he lays the bass songs for the Van Halen songs, but he's not running around a stage. I mean, he should be. But I agree. Bumblefoot would have been good. Mincing homosexuals. Never fear, Smith is here. Speaking of mincing homosexuals, because that was a term used for Dr. Smith on Family Guy. Hasn't David Lee Roth turned into Dr. Smith?
We've discussed this, yeah.
Right?
For years.
Never fear, Roth is here.
Yeah. Well,
never fear, Roth is here.
How old is Roth? He's 70?
Silence, you ninnies. No, Krell, no mic. He's terrible, though. That's the problem. Can you hear us, though, Krell? Thumbs up if you hear us. Okay, you can hear us. Never fear, Smith is here. Lee Roth is like... Well, I'm sure that's what Roth said. I'm sure Roth said he invented everything. I mean,
of course,
Roth is. Yeah, I don't love David Lee Roth. I love him back in the day, but even then, I'm just like, you know, it's
kid's
not
out
good.
of his fucking mind, man. Great entertainer, but out of his fucking
He
mind.
was.
Yeah.
Go watch any Van Halen show when he's back in Van Halen from 2007 on. He's horrendous.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Watching the moves he has on stage is like watching Joe Biden front Van Halen.
Not bad. Give Mitzi a call. She'll give you 10 minutes. Hey, have you seen this Kill Tony show?
No. I know what it is, though.
Yeah. It's, the roast dais kind of vibe, I guess.
Yeah. It's a stand-up thing. It's like a comedy.
Yeah, they just random people. You get a minute, and some people click and become like, king of the idiots. It's very, there's a huge Stern influence here because they're always trying to get, no offense to anyone, but, fucking retards and mental defectives to perform.
Right.
And some people find that amusing. So, anyhow. I was just curious if who's been on it because I said Mitzi, Pauly Shore's on it. You know, and he
Right.
seems to attract the guys from 40 years ago.
Hey,
30
is
years
Sammy
ago.
Shore still alive?
I have no idea. I thought it's not Mitzi.
Mitzi's the wife. Sammy's was the ex-husband.
Okay, but don't people always talk about Mitzi?
Mitzi runs the club. I think she got the
Yeah.
club in the divorce. I think it was hers anyways, but I think he was a comedian, wasn't he? Let me look up Sammy Shore. I wasn't
have
sure
no
if he
idea.
died. He used to work out at my gym. Oh, he died in 19.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the co-founder of the Comedy Store.
Okay. What year would that have been? Like 69, 70, something like that?
Let me see if it has the Comedy Store opened in 72.
There you go.
But he was let's see. He was married to Mitzi for 24 years and was the father of 4, including Pauly Shore. He married Suzanne Denny in 90. She was Miss Alabama in 1970. They remained together until his death in Vegas. He died at 92. Yeah, he used to go to my gym.
How old was he when he died? 92?
92.
Wow.
Kind of horror.
He's a fucking rock star.
Yeah.
Oh, so he was a gym guy?
I wouldn't call him a gym guy. He was an old guy. I mean, we had
Yeah, but he was fucking working out and he lived in 92.
yeah, he was working out. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a West
good for him.
Coast thing. I think everyone's into at least getting in the gym and throwing the
Fucking
big
around
boy
for
weights
10 minutes.
around.
Should be fine now.
Yeah, we hear you. Fine.
Hey, look at that.
Fucking
But yeah,
cat.
no, he would just walk around. I mean, he would do like light machines and he would do the treadmill. He was a nice enough guy. I used to say hello to him every once in a while, but sometimes you'd say hello to him because I worked there in 97. I'd say hello to him. He'd be like, oh, hey. He was, you know, he's a curmudgeon.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
The
He was
old
crusty,
Jew.
but yeah, when he died in 19 at 92. So 19. So yeah, he was in his 70s, early 70s when I knew him.
Wow.
Yeah, fucking Jimmy Kahn working out there.
Oh, in any
He was
event,
there.
that shows I find it rather amusing. So and then
And that's the reason why I have this Dennis Hopper. I used to know Dennis and his wife. They lived like literally 200 yards away from the gym in a beautiful fucking huge house.
oh yeah. Was it in there all the time? Or
Oh yeah, every day.
oh wow.
Him, Fred Ward. There was a lot of older actors that were in there all the time.
Keeps you alive, man.
It's
You
the
know.
Mecca.
Yep. Throwing it. Well, yeah, you keep, you see what the other guys are doing. See what works,
I mean, none of these guys weren't fat. They were like,
Oh, I know what. Hey, Dave. So, what do you know about? Is it simply called dry fasting? So you ingest
Dry humping.
nothing. You fucking breathe.
That's called fasting.
Yeah.
No, friend. No fucking water. What they call it? Dry fasting. So you have
Okay.
nothing.
No water, stupid.
Well,
If you're thirsty, you should have water.
Yeah.
exactly. But
Yeah, you shouldn't flood yourself.
initially, they recommend you start at a 12-hour fast.
Uh-huh.
And then you can infuse the water. And I tried it, and yeah, you get to about 12 hours, man, you start to feel fucking like weird. So you
Yeah.
gotta have some water. But supposedly the talk on that is, the autophagy is like you ramp right up to that a lot quicker. Maybe not in the first 12-hour one you do.
I get autophagy. Na,
Yeah.
na, na.
That's all
Can
we're
you
doing,
feel?
man.
Can you feel it? Oh, I know. I'm with you, man. Look,
So
I do
I'm
one
just-
meal a day. I don't
I
think
read
about it.
and I just wanted to ask you if you
Yeah, no, I don't really know much about it. I don't
All right.
really. I just, like I said, I'm doing one meal a day, and
that's
I don't
working
know. I
well
don't-
for you.
I haven't put on it. I mean, I weigh 183 maybe. My waist is a 31. I feel fantastic.
That's good.
I cut out sour cream the last 2 months just to see what would happen.
And what happened?
Nothing. Same. Everything's the same. Cheech is asking me if I met a lot of. I mean, I don't know how many. I didn't count. I didn't really care. I mean, I lived around so many, and I was friends with quite a few, and it didn't matter to me. So I don't really know, but it's just. Yeah, I mean, how about this? I got killed by John Cena in Fortnite the other night, and I've known John. I met John when John first moved to LA, and I used to work out with his brother Matt. So, yeah, it's not something I think about as like celebrities I know, or, it's funny. The people who I got excited about when I played music with them are people that nobody else would care about, except for maybe people like when I worked with Vinny Colaiuta, that was like a thrill for me. He's incredible. And just, other players. Matt Rawlings was a fantastic musician at work. That was super exciting.
But want to stop being modest and just admit straight out. Once you're friends with the Barbarian Brothers, no one else matters.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, second fiddle.
Those guys were the best. I'll tell you a funny story, though. I went to dinner one night. We were working in the studio, and John Bauman, who's Bowser from Sha Na Na. Yep. And there's like 8 of us, and I'm sitting next to John. And we're all talking, having laughs, and everyone's asking him Sha Na Na questions. And after a while, John's like, Dave, you don't have any questions for me? Like, because I was quiet. And I'm like, I'll ask you a question, but it's not going to be Sha Na Na. He was like, okay, what is it? I'm like, when you were on Match Game, and he just fucking broke out laughing.
Well, what was the question, though?
Well, I wanted to know what it was like. How did you guys film it? What were you doing? What did you think of?
Okay.
And anyways, he ended up telling me that back in those days, they filmed 5 episodes in one sitting. And that Charles and Brett were drinking vodka in those coffee cups.
Oh,
so if you're watching a Friday episode, they're tanked. It's the end of the day and they're lit. But the Monday show, they weren't. But like, when they used to always see like Brett would be like looking over at Charles and he's like, stop cheating. They were so in the bag.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm like, that's the only questions that I cared for.
That's great.
That's what I wanted to know.
I bet he loved that though. Right?
Oh, he did.
Oh, that's good.
Well, then he also did the Match Game Hollywood Squares Hour, which was terrible. But he's a super.
Peter Marshall died.
Oh, Peter Marshall died?
Yeah, he was 96, I think.
Yeah, that was like the other day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. What about Bowser? Is he still alive?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to him not too long ago. He sent me
Isn't he local to here?
No. I think he's originally from New York. Lenny from Sha Na Na was from Whitman.
Yeah, he's from Brooklyn.
But John and the rest of the guys, they were all New Yorker guys. I think they went to Columbia. But I talked to John, I want to say maybe 6 months or a year ago. Between 6 months and a year ago, he reached out to me and we just shot the shit for a little bit.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's super, super nice guy.
Yeah.
Barbarian Brothers, well, one is passed. David passed. And David Paul was my favorite because he was just the sweetest guy. He was a great. They're both. I'll say this: when they were in their right mind, which may have been never, they're both great guys. Peter went a little crazy over the edge. In fact, Peter and I had blocked Peter from all social media because Peter will write he writes group emails out to everybody, but everything's in caps and it's like he's preaching like gospel to people.
Oh, God.
And I said to him, Pete, just take me off this list or I'm going to block it. I don't want to read this. So I blocked him. And we hadn't talked in maybe a couple of years. Anyways, when David died, Peter called me. And he was like, we had a long talk about Dave and what happened. And he was, he was bummed. But we were talking and I said, Peter, I don't want to sound out of line, but you sound normal. What happened? And he just starts laughing. He's like, man, you are the biggest fucking ball buster. I go, you're damn straight I'm busting your balls. You've been sending me fucking emails that I had to block. He was just laughing. He goes, no, I know. I don't send you those emails anymore. I knew you blocked me. He goes, no, but you can always call me on the phone. I'm like, all right. I didn't know you were normal. I mean, normal for him when I say that. But, yeah, I've had a lot of laughs with those guys. We used to get into quite a bit of trouble. And when I had Tim Kimber on this show, when he talked about those guys and how they act, man, he was spot on. I mean, they were crazy. They had a toy product and a kids project they were working on in 97. And I'm living in this house in Venice on Olive Ave in Venice, which is in the Silver Triangle. And it's like 12:30 at night, and I'm hearing knocks on my window. So I look out the window, and they're like, Dave, come outside. Bring your guitar. They wanted me to put music to lyrics outside at 12:30 in the morning. I'm like, can you guys get the hell out of here? I'm trying to beat off and go to bed. Thank you very much, folks. Anyways, I ended up writing the song with them, and then I started recording, and that's how I worked with Michael Cimbello and Danny Cimbello. But those guys, let me just say this. You say that about the Barbarian Brothers, but those fuckers knew everybody. They knew everybody. When I worked with Vinny, Dave was like, you working with Vinny Colaiuta? I said, yeah. He goes, you got to tell him I say hello. I'm like, how do you know Vinny? I used to hang out with him over at Michael Cimbello's house. I'm like, motherfucker, this guy knows he knew everybody. Yeah, and he was a really good photographer of doing black and white stuff, and he knew nothing technical, but he had an eye, and Dave was insane too. If you watch like the last few videos where like Sean Ray is at some bodybuilding show and David Paul's there, and Sean Ray's interviewing David Paul, you'll see Dave's nuts too. They were both crazy, but great guys, and I couldn't say anything, Like I love them like brothers. They were insane, and it was funny in a good way. When I worked at the gym, Peter used to show up with a terry cloth shirt, and I would always call off on this loudspeaker. Could Peter Paul please come to the front desk? Somebody in the shower needs a towel. And apparently your shirt's the only one left. And he would just he would just make this noise across the gym going, oh, like just screaming on the top of his lungs. I don't know if you've ever seen Dumb and Dumber when he's like, you want to hear the most annoying sound, and he does that. That's the Barbarian Brothers noise. And I'm pretty sure that the Farrelly brothers had to know them because they're from Rhode Island. But that was their thing, these two. In fact, Dumb and Dumber should have been based on them. And it could very well be. But that noise they go, and he's like, oh, in the side of his head, that's the noise they used to make all the time. Samsonite, I was way off. Anyways, folks, we are at 10:26. We are going to wrap this up. Let me ask Jerry real quickly. Anything else you want to say? You haven't been on in a while.
No, I think I got my agenda out there. I had a 4-point question,
Oh.
Well, Dave, how are you?
That's good. I'm good. I'm great. I'm having a good time. I'm hitting the gym every day. My diet's on point. I've been busy with like hell with students. I've been getting super busy.
Oh, good.
That's good.
Yeah. So it's been good. And I get, my gigs. I got a double gig in 2 weeks on Saturday, but next week is just my Martinis gig, so that'll be cool.
What's the double one?
I'm doing a gig in Falmouth from 4 to 7, and then playing in Plymouth from 9 to midnight.
Oh,
and then playing in Fortnite from 1:30 a.m. to 5.
1 to 4.
There's no moth in
Holy
Fortnite. There's Plymouth, Falmouth, and Fortnite.
Right.
No more.
Yeah, but Fortnite doesn't pay me. The other two gigs do.
Oh,
But,
hey,
No, that
Rob,
you get
wait a minute, wait a minute.
Although,
V-Bucks.
What's
yeah,
the green? What's the green Telecaster?
That is a Leo James.
Is it something special or something?
It's $150. Dave played it
Oh.
last year when we went to Marshfield Fair. Right before I brought that up, and he played it for a while. It's actually pretty good for $150.
yeah, I remember it. Yep.
Yeah, I see it. Is it like a green burst? Can you
Yep.
just?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll grab it.
All right, sure. That'd be great.
All right. Well, give me 1 sec then. I'll be right back, and then we'll say goodbyes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even cooler up
That's
close.
nice.
Yeah, I like it.
El
So
Nico
what would-
pickups.
Is this what country of origin?
I believe either China or
All right.
Indonesia. I think it's China. It doesn't say.
And how big are the
China,
frets?
I'd be worried. Indonesia wouldn't bother me. That craftsmanship is good.
They're
It looks pretty good.
they're not vintage frets.
No, they look kind of big.
They're on the jumbo side, but I think they're
Yeah,
like
yeah,
medium
yeah.
jumbos.
So
but
is it
yeah.
a flatter radius too? Is it like a 12 or something?
You know what? I would say
Is it flatter?
it looks like a Fender. It looks like a 9.
Oh, all right, like a modern thing.
Yeah.
I like it.
And
It's cool, dude.
El Nico pickups and nice little plank.
So that was new for 150? Or
yeah, with a gig bag.
Wow.
And if you looked at that Volgoa back there, hang on.
What, the Tequila Sunrise paint job?
Yeah. We got a bus to catch.
The war bus, the battle bus.
There's a girl with blue jeans and what is it, pink hair that's looking to
This
kill
was
us.
this was 150 as well.
That's cool.
And stainless steel frets again, lock and tuners, roasted maple neck. And get this, Jerry. I demonstrated this once before. No lock and nut, right? Take the whammy bar.
It's going to make a liar out of you. All right.
It friggin' stays in tune.
That's wild.
I can't believe
Did
it.
you lube the nut, maybe?
No, I didn't even lube the nut yet.
Oh, you didn't lube it. Okay.
Better go work some lube here.
All righty, folks.
All right.
Enough about lube and nuts. Let's call this a night, shall we, folks? I want to thank everyone for hanging out with us. I want to thank Krill Bar and Joe for being here, and Jerry for making it tonight. It's always good to see you, Jerry. We don't
Good
see
to
you
see you.
enough.
Oh, well, you know, the demanding schedule. Hey,
Yeah,
I think
I mean-
today was Joe Strummer's birthday. So
Oh.
happy birthday, Joe.
Happy
Strummer.
birthday, Joe Strummer. I think he's dead.
No longer with us. He died at age 50.
Yeah. Dave, you're a Devo fan, not so much of a Clash fan.
A huge Devo, not a big fan.
I
of the
know
Clash.
you're a huge Devo. Okay.
Also, I want to just make again, folks, listen to like the first Oingo Boingo album. It's called Only a Lad. And listen to how good Steve Bartek is. Very interesting. Nobody talks about Steve Bartek. He's a fantastic guitar player. It's enough about the fucking shredder fucking dudes and the Joe Satriani cue ball head, Perry Como exciting. It's lifeless. Check it out. Only a Lad. It's a great record. Great. And if you don't have it, go to Spotify and listen to it, and then let me know what you thought. All right, everyone. We are out of here. Very good.
Good.